Youths have again protested against the alleged brutality and extrajudicial killing of Nigerians by operatives of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are the top 10 stories now. At number 10, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission says it secured 646 convictions and recovered more than 11 billion naira in monetary assets this year, despite the restriction imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic. This was disclosed by the acting chairman of the EFCC, Umar Abba, while addressing the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes in Abuja on Tuesday. In a statement, the spokesperson of the commission, Wilson Uwajarin, said that the Senate Committee had expressed the desire of the upper legislative house to see a reformed and rebranded EFCC. This, according to the committee, will help in its fight against corruption, economic and financial crimes in the country. At number 9, the police in Ekiti State have declared a man, Omotoyibo Samuel, wanted for allegedly masterminding a robbery attack on Wema Bank in Iyin, Ekiti on Friday. The Commissioner of Police in the state, Tunde Mobayo, also announced a 5 million naira bounty on the wanted suspect. Last Friday, 10 armed robbers raided the Wema Bank branch between 3:30 p.m. and 4:10 p.m., shooting into the air. The robbers overpowered the police officers on duty and broke the bank's security doors with explosives suspected to be dynamite. In a statement on Tuesday, the police commissioner said Samuel, who had earlier been declared wanted over a series of robbery attacks in Ondo and Ekiti states, masterminded the latest operation. The police announced a reward of 5 million naira for information that leads to his arrest. At number 8, the Naira gained slightly on Tuesday as it exchanged for 457 naira to a dollar at the parallel market. A week earlier, the Naira had exchanged at 465 naira to a dollar. The President, Association of Bureau de Change Operators, Alhaji Aminu Gwadwabi, said the intervention sales of proceeds of international money transfer operators to BDCs have always been positively impactful in the market over the years. BDCs remain the most potent tool of the CBN exchange rate stability management. The Central Bank of Nigeria had retained the official rate on its website at 379 naira to a dollar as it continued moves to ensure the unification of the exchange rates in the country. At number 7, 4 local government areas in Anambra State have been submerged in flood, displacing over 5,000 persons. The governor of Anambra State revealed this on Tuesday while addressing journalists after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House in Abuja. The governor revealed that lots of properties, including farmlands, have also been lost to heavy flooding in the state. Other states in the country have experienced heavy flooding in the past few weeks. Flood in Kogi State forced members of the State Assembly to vacate their homes and several routes have been cut off, making it impossible to access some parts of the state. Over 52,956 persons have been displaced by flooding in Kebbi State. Other states have recorded several impacts of consequential flooding after the federal government warned state governments of heavy rainfalls and flooding on September 13th. At number 6, the Nigerian Senate said on Wednesday that only those who are key and very important will accompany President Muhammadu Buhari to the National Assembly for the 2021 budget presentation scheduled for tomorrow. Buhari is expected to present the 2021 national budget estimates to the joint session of the Federal Parliament on Thursday. The President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, told lawmakers at plenary that the joint session would take place in the chamber of the House of Representatives. Part of his statement says, "This time around, because of the situation of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have made arrangements to observe social distancing in the chamber. Mr. President, this time around, will not be accompanied by many people on the entourage. Only a few people, very key and relevant to the budget, will accompany Mr. President into the chamber." Lawan added that by the arrangement, those who had little to do with the budget would join the presentation virtually. At number 5, the United Arab Emirates has confirmed that it would begin issuing visas to Nigerians from Thursday, October 8, 2020. This was announced by the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, on Wednesday. The aviation minister had tweeted on September 30th that the UAE had written to state that they agreed to issue visas to Nigerians, a development that made the federal government lift the ban it had earlier placed on Emirates Airlines. Providing an update on the visa issuance matter with the UAE, Sirika tweeted on Wednesday that the Arab nation had confirmed that it would start issuing visas to Nigerians tomorrow. At number 4, the United Nations refugee chief, Filippo Grandi, announced on Wednesday that he had tested positive for COVID-19 after leading the first 2 days of the agency's main annual meeting in person. Grandi, who kicked off the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees Executive Committee meeting in Geneva on Monday, told participants via video link that he would need to continue following the event from home as he has to isolate. He stated that his symptoms were mild and that he would recover soon. Grandi had for the past 2 days addressed delegates from the podium of the UN Assembly Hall in Geneva. At number 3, 2 members of the House of Representatives have defected from the opposition People's Democratic Party to the ruling All Progressives Congress. The Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajabiamila, at the plenary on Wednesday, read separate letters from Mr. Ephraim Umuzi, who is representing Eche Omuma Federal Constituency in Rivers State, and Mr. David Abel, representing Kashaka, Gumi, Sarduna Federal Constituency in Taraba State, announcing their defections. The Minority Leader Ndudi Elumelu, Deputy Minority Leader Toby Okechukwu, and Leader of the PDP caucus Kingsley Chinda separately raised constitutional points of order asking Gbajabiamila to declare their seats vacant, as there were no crises in the PDP in the defectors' respective states. Gbajabiamila, however, described leaders of the opposition as hypocrites, recalling that as minority leader in the previous assemblies, he also protested against defections to the PDP, but his arguments were dismissed. He noted that the PDP failed to lay the foundation of sanctioning illegal defections while in power. At number 2, on Wednesday, the Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, welcomed the judgment of a US-based tribunal which ordered Interocean Oil Company to pay the federal government $660,129 as reimbursement of its share of the arbitration costs. The news agency of Nigeria reports that the US-based International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, headed by William Park, ordered Interocean to pay the federal government the said amount. The tribunal also absolved the federal government of Nigeria from any liability, maintaining that Nigeria did not breach any of its obligations in the contract agreement with Interocean Development Company and Interocean Oil Exploration Company. In a statement issued by Umar Gwandu, the Special Assistant to the Minister of Justice on Media and Public Relations in Abuja, Malami described the judgment as an addition to the multiple success stories recorded in international litigations by the Federal Ministry of Justice. Finally, at number 1, youths have again protested against the alleged brutality and extrajudicial killing of Nigerians by operatives of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad. The protest was held in Lagos on Wednesday. According to the youths, the protest will hold for 3 days across Lagos State. The protesters marched to the force headquarters, Ikeja, Lagos, through the Computer Village, under bridge, and carrying placards with various inscriptions. Some of the inscriptions on the placards read, "Protect, not exploit," "Nigeria Police, stop killing us," and "Say no to brutal injustice," among others. In a petition dated October 7th and addressed to the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, the protesters demanded the total disbandment of FSARS. The Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Hakeem Odumosu, was also copied in the petition. Always remember to wear your mask, wash your hands, and stay safe. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.